Good morning. This is going to be a little different. It's Wednesday, which is usually when I put out a video, and I will put out a video some point today. And so, how do I explain it? I procrastinated. I was doing other stuff, and I didn't record the video. If you'll just bear with me, we'll pretend that I meant to do this, and that in fact this is an exercise in seeing just how fast Matt can record and edit a book review. This week, we're talking about A Clash of Kings, Book 2, in A Song of Ice and Fire. How's that for an intro? Good morning, and welcome back. Now that we're all cleaned up, you're going to have to forgive me for multitasking, because the one thing about procrastinating is not only do you not get, say, videos done when you like them, you don't get other stuff done, like removing rust from your armor, or, I don't know, hitting a Pell. Let's go somewhere, because that's not going to work. No multitasking. Clash of Kings, so this is the second volume. Number 2, Book 2, Song of Fire and Ice, Ice and Fire, by George R.R. Martin. Quite the writer. And this obviously is not my usual backdrop, but I think it's much more pretty. Isn't it? Look, there's a plant. It's green. That's usually pretty. Let's move on to the synopsis. Alright, so I made notes. If you think I'm waving around this yellow pad around for no reason, I took notes. Because last time I just sort of yelled at the camera, and this time I'm prepared. So we have, as I recall, we have 5 main families / story arcs here, right? Which also happens to be that there's 5 kings. There's now 5 kings in this story. Anyway, the first one is Robb Stark. The Starks are the first family I want to just touch on to catch up. Robb has declared himself king in the north, or other people have. It's kind of a mutual thing. And so he's fighting against the Lannisters and those forces that still support Joffrey as the king of the 7 kingdoms on the Iron Throne. I think I got all that right. Sansa is still stuck in King's Landing and having to deal with Joffrey. Arya, she's got grit. She's got moxie. She's hiding as a boy in a group of recruits going to the Wall, who are going to become part of the Night's Watch. Bran and Rickon are in Winterfell. Bran, since he is the oldest child in Winterfell, the oldest Stark now, he's ruling more or less as in Robb's stead. Baratheon, Renly, and Stannis are still They think they should be on the Iron Throne. Joffrey is on the Iron Throne, but he's not really a Baratheon. And he's more Lannister. So, speaking of the Lannisters, Tyrion is now acting as Hand of the King. And then Jaime Lannister, the brother of the Queen, is been captured by Robb Stark, and he is now a prisoner. And then, moving on to Targaryen, there's only really one that we know of right now. Daenerys, the mother of dragons, Khaleesi, she's in Qarth. And last but not least, the Night's Watch, who are dealing with that fifth pesky king, the king beyond the wall, Mance Rayder, and there are hints. We're starting to see hints that things are not just about a growing force in the north from another king. And I think that's pretty good. We're just going to call that good, okay? I think we're just going to bare bones. And if I didn't get any details that you think I should have gotten, sorry. Moving on to thoughts. This book, looking back, now that I've read it a second time, and I've been able to really churn through some parts that really initially I thought were slow before, this book helps continue that foundation. It's one of the things that George R.R. Martin does really well is he layers the story one little layer after another until it's just, by the time you get down the road, everything is set on something else solid. And even with, he has these big twists and events that happen, and you go, oh my gosh. It makes sense for the characters, it makes sense for the situation. Everything is now boiling and cooking away, and we've got civil war and strife and dragons. The dragons are now have been born. We have dragons. The Game of Thrones, it's like, here's your world. Clash of Kings is more, let's explore the world. Let's see what's here in the world. Let's see texture and people and get a better sense of who the Starks and Targaryens and Baratheons and Lannisters and the Night's Watch and everything. We start really deep dive into these this world. I think this is actually, in some ways, more satisfying for getting to understand Westeros. And I'm going to sneeze. Hold on a second. Alright, so let's hurry up and wrap this up before I sneeze again. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you spending the time with me. And if you have not read A Clash of Kings or A Game of Thrones or any of the books in A Song of Fire and Ice, go forth and read them. What are you waiting for? Go out there now. And if you want to follow along, you can hit subscribe, hit that notification bell if you really want to know when I upload. Look below. I got Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Come follow me, come find me, and I will see you next time.
Distilled white vinegar and aluminum foil, in case you're wondering.